Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, everyone. It's your brother Supreme X with another broadcast, our Tuesday night broadcast. Business is warfare, and we have a special broadcast for you tonight. We have a special one for you tonight. We are going to play excerpts of video clips of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, started in 1980, going all the way to 2019. Only going to be about 40 minutes or so. The videos are really short, 2-3 minutes. And where he's breaking down the power of money, or the signs of money, the signs of business, the signs of warfare. And he's going to strategically teach us about trade and commerce over these broadcasts. Now, why we doing this here inside of FardMoney with our broadcast? Because this is an element of the teachings of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan that sometimes somehow gets overlooked. But we want to bring clarity to it because we want to prove to the world that the minister has provided us with everything that we need to be free, financially, socially, politically, mentally, spiritually, economically, right? He brought everything that we need, but we have to apply it. It's not for him to go out and create these systems. It's for him to give us the signs of everything, and we go out and create these systems. I get involved in these systems and then bring the resources back to the nation, in the whole black people community, in the whole world eventually, right? So, family, so please stay tuned. This is going to be powerful, very, very powerful. So let me wait to make sure that we got it out. Okay, we're streaming live on Facebook on the personal page and on our business page, FardMoney. So you can go and watch this here. So this, this broadcast, we always start off with highlighting the latest edition of the Digital Final Call. If you haven't subscribed to the Digital Final Call, please go and do so. So let's go into the latest issue that came out today. And remember, if you subscribe within the last week or so, please let us know if you subscribe. Just let us know, man. Show us the support. Let us know that, hey, I subscribed and got my 90-day issue, right? So please just let us know that. And then remember, family, we are gearing up to hear from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan about this crisis that's going on. We're gearing up to hear this, family, and we knowing that this is coming Saturday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. The minister will speak live worldwide, and he hasn't spoken live publicly since the coronavirus pandemic broke, right? So this is going to be his first public speech. So you want to make sure that you are there, that you are tuned in, and that you are plugged in. Why? Because it could cost you your life if you don't get this guidance, family. We got to understand that we're dealing with a divine man in our mix, right? We got to get that understanding. So, family, let's get into the Digital Final Call. The Digital Final Call, this cover story is dealing with bullies in blue. That's the centerfold. That's the main the cover story that's going on in the Final Call. We know about all the other stuff in the Final Call, how to eat to live. You got the minister article, the centerfold of the Final Call. You got that, and you got all this paper here is going to take you internationally, right? It's going to take you internationally. It got what went on in there, what went on in Milwaukee about the girls that was in a house, and then the community came together because the Milwaukee police didn't want to protect. I went and go and search for the girls. So the community came together and they went and found the girls on their own. Very, very powerful, very, very changing and trying times what's going on today. So family, we got to understand and get this understanding that the world is changing. Everything is changing for the better. So we are on our ride. We are on the rise. So we got to make sure that we're doing what we can do and that we are definitely, uniting with our people and being peaceful and making sure that we are on front lines due to the injustice that is experienced inside of America. But to support an international black newspaper, subscribe to the Digital Final Call. Make that the subscription And these articles in here is uncut, untampered with, unbothered. The Final Call has no outside sponsors. That's why we can put on our cover or put in here what we want to put in here. So make sure you get the latest edition to the freest newspaper on the planet, right? We have no outside um, sponsors, right? We have no outside sponsors. And another thing that you want to know, we put out a video yesterday defending the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and sending an attack back against the Jewish community about putting out falsehood, straight up lies about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. But they did get our brothers and sisters who operate and run Fox Soul to tap out. So the video that he put out, it worked. That is not going to be showed on Fox, but it worked for us too, because now more people is going to watch the minister. More people want to hear what he got to say because of that. So everything that the enemy does, and they think that's an attack against us, or they advancing one up on us, Allah just let them know. See there, you missed this part. Checkmate, family. So they're walking into their checkmate. It's already given. We knowing that the Jews run Fox, so it's nothing for them to make a a sub station or a sub channel part of Fox shut their video down because they fund all of that. But go back and watch the video. We put it out, so we thank everybody that shared that out. And please, family, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, FardMoney. This video will be uploaded on our YouTube channel after we are done. So with that being said, in the end, the links are down there in the, running at the bottom of the screen for the digital final call, and they are running for Muhammad Economic Blueprint, where you can donate to that. And if you want to get you some gold and get out of this scam, and you're going to hear the minister on these videos here, he's going to strategically, specifically commission us to get gold, family. This is pretty much what he's doing, and this is what we haven't did. We haven't listened at him when it comes to business, when it comes to the dollar. We don't listen at him about that. We might listen at him about other stuff, but we ain't really paying attention to him when he's telling us to get gold. For some reason, when we bring up the mention of gold acquisition in the black community, we get all type of stuff, stupid stuff, ignorant stuff. Well, I ain't gonna say stupid, just ignorant things that people say without having knowledge. Like I got a post of the minister in a group, and people come in and didn't they kill Gaddafi for that? No, they didn't. No, that's not the main reason why they killed Gaddafi. But if they did, are you afraid to get gold now because they killed Gaddafi for it? You know what I'm saying? So we got to break this fear factor. So when you come to nation, family, and accept Islam, all fear is removed from you, family. Because you got to understand it is our time now. They only have power over us because we give it to them, right? So what if that's the reason why they killed Muammar Gaddafi? Is that gonna stop me from getting gold? No, that's gonna make me want to get it. If the government don't want me to have it, and they would kill our brother for it, then I need to get it. Whatever the government don't want me to have, I need to get into it. Straight like that, family. That's the mindset that we got to have. We can't think that this man is God because he's not. So let's get into the videos. I don't want to get excited because this is about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And remember, this Saturday, he will be speaking 4th of July on the Nation of Islam website, www.noi.org. Make sure you and your family are plugged in to get a timely message, timely guidance. And if you miss it, family, it will be recorded. You will go back and get and watch it. But if you do miss it, you need to make sure you go and get this guidance ASAP. Do not play around with this. This is not the time to play. So let's get into the videos, family. And please All right, my bad. I was muted. So with that being said, family, please stay to the end. Like I said, this started in 1980. It's going to go all the way to 2019, where he's teaching us the signs of money, the signs of business, and the signs of warfare. And he's exposing the last enemy that we got to get rid of. That last tool that the enemy got that we are holding dear to, that if we get our understanding together and let this go, we will be free indeed. So let's get it.
You are the problem of the world. And until you get justice, there's not going to be no peace nowhere. Now look at America. Look at her fall. Can you tell me she's not under divine judgment? Did the Honorable Elijah Muhammad say her dollar was going to fall? Come on. I was at his table one day and he took out a gold coin and he dropped it on the table. And he said, one day, brother, this is going to be the new medium of exchange. If I had had any sense then, I would have gone out and converted all the dollar bills into gold, because it was only $35 an ounce then. Now it's up over $500 an ounce. I'm at my conclusion now, brothers and sisters. I see America falling fast, don't you? Now look at her in her fall, brother. She's threatening to turn you off well. You Muslim scholars, you are looking at the birth of the kingdom of Islam. We called you here like the wise men of old who saw a star and they traveled to where the baby was. The baby had no room to come to birth. She had to give birth in a manger, or come to birth in a manger. The wise men who saw the baby came bringing gold. What baby needs gold? All babies that I know of need milk. But here's a baby that needs gold. Gold for what? It's not talking about a child being born from a single mother. It's talking about a nation coming to birth that needs gold to build its own institutions and carve out a destiny for itself. In the person of Master Farad Muhammad. So in making this declaration, he was called by many Muslims kafir, or a disbeliever. And some even have called him a hypocrite. He has been charged with forging a lie against God because he said that he was missioned by Allah in the person of this mighty human being, Master Farad Muhammad. And the Holy Quran asks the question, who is more unjust than he who forges a lie against Allah? And he is invited to submit to Allah. And Allah guides not the unjust people. Now think about this. Here is a man standing up in America, condemning America for all the evil that she has poured upon us. exposing the wickedness of this system and those who perpetuate it and those who originated it. A man who led us from the darkness of all of our vices to the light of righteousness. A man who was hated by the government, hated by many of his people who didn't understand him, hated by the religious teachers and leaders, and yet he alone moved through all of this hatred to leave us in 1975 with the Nation of Islam on the minds of scholars and scientists here and around the world, people praising him for his work. Who guided him? Since God guides not the unjust people, who made him to know what was going to transpire in America and in the world? And he called the shots, and now circumstances are bearing witness to the truth of what he both taught and put in black and white for us to see and read. He told us that the dollar would fall. He told us that the dollar would ultimately become a worthless piece of paper. He showed us what the new currency would look like. He told us that the government of America would one day be set with revolution, that the people were going to rise up against this government. He told us long before integration started that the white man was going to mix us up in his social equality, and that he was going to, as his last trick, give us one of his women or girls, knowing that when we were children coming up in the South, he killed Emmett Till and put another man in jail for 60 years for just looking at a white woman. Now you can walk the streets with them, marry them, cohabit with them, do anything you want to with them, and it's acceptable now. But why is it acceptable today and it was not acceptable yesterday? Yet the Honorable Elijah Muhammad saw it and called it before it happened. Who guided that man? Since Allah guides not the unjust people. He said, America is gone. Her money is gone. There's no more silver, no more gold. After a while, she may ask for copper. The money is worthless. Right now, the money has no value. This used to be a silver certificate that used to say, pay the bearer on demand $1 in silver. You can't get silver for it anymore. You can't get gold for it. It is the wealth of the country that's holding up the dollar. He said, soon you'll see money piled and burning in the streets. There will be another medium of exchange not coming from this country. He said, I warn you because I love you. Now listen to these words. She will fight and continue to fight. He mentioned Vietnam and other areas of Asia. But the last fight will be in East Germany, and there she will be destroyed. Now I want you to stop with me a minute. I want to talk about East Germany. have taken Africa. Africa right now is gone. Do you know what they're doing? The Africans and third world countries want to develop. They don't have the money. So here comes the United States behind the IMF, the World Bank, Federal Reserve. Come, we'll give you some money. Here is $1 billion. And they hold that carrot out. Then they say, wait. You must devalue your currency. And just think of this for a minute. Devalue your currency. Now, what is current? Bring that picture out here, brother. What time is it?
These are 2 letters. Okay.
I'm almost there. Can you sit with me a few more minutes? I'd just like you to, they're going to stand here and hold this. This is the serpent that has deceived the whole world. We'll get to him in just a minute. Stay right there, brothers. Now, currency, and current. Current is the flow of electricity from a source to that which receives it. And when that which receives current receives it, it is power to create motion, light, heat, and energy. To diminish the current is to diminish the power coming from the source, then less light, less heat, less energy, less motion. So when the IMF says devalue your currency, they're literally weakening that nation's ability to provide strongly for itself. Now the IMF says, after you devalue your currency, you must privatize. This is in the name of a global economy. You must privatize. Now look at this privatization. Privatize means you must sell off the things that government owns as representative of the people, so that private companies can buy your gold mines, your uranium, buy even your means of electricity, gas and water, so that outsiders now come in to buy. Then they own the means of production of wealth in that country. So the whole country is working for the IMF, the World Bank, and behind the loan is America buying these people so that when she needs a vote in the United Nations, they will vote with her or punk out and abstain. Africa is gone. They're enslaved now by debt. You see new roads being built, but the price of the new road is that they've given up the gold. They've given up oil concessions. In Mexico, When America bailed out Mexico, they tied the bailout to Pemex, which is the oil producer in Mexico. But the Mexicans were smart. They paid the loan off, but still in debt. You know why Nigeria is a rogue state? Do you know why Libya is a rogue state? Do you know why China is not looked at too well? Listen, there are human rights violations in every country, including this one. That's not the reason that Nigeria is a rogue state. When have white people cared about black people killing each other? Listen to me. They say Abacha killed the Ogoni 9. That's all. We should put sanctions on him. He killed the Ogoni 9. Yeah. When have you cared? More than 9 may have died last night in Chicago. You haven't said anything about blacks killing each other. You're not in the ghettos trying to get us to be more humane. You know why they're saying that Nigeria is a rogue nation? Because Nigeria refuses to borrow any money from the IMF and the World Bank, and 40% of their staff in Nigeria had to go home because Nigeria refused to borrow any money from them. So when Nigeria refuses to borrow, then through careful manipulation of the economy, they can strengthen the Nigerian naira, its currency. Libya won't borrow no money from the IMF. China ain't borrowing any money. We're developing our economy. The IMF is the new slave maker, the World Bank. I talked with a highly placed banker in Saudi Arabia. When I mentioned this, that this is a form of slavery, he didn't deny it. He said, brother, we're only trying to diminish the effects. We don't know how to stop it. But suppose the Muslim world decided to tie their currency to gold so that they would not be the victim of a floating currency that can go up and down at somebody's whim. But if they tied it to gold as a stable anchor for currency, then they could break probably the back of these world serpents. Satisfied until we have the college level on the University of Islam. And if you help me by doing what you can in the economic field, Muslims, you shouldn't be around here looking to white people to give you a job. Go look in Message to the Black Man and the Economic Blueprint. And if there are 4 of you, 6 of you, 8 of you together, pool your resources, go into business and set up business all over the south and west side of Chicago. I would like to see at least 100 millionaires among the Muslims in Chicago. If you're rich, I'm rich. And I can always come and tell you about the needs of a nation. But if you poor and we poor, hell man, we can't be around here poor. I want to see rich Muslims. And if you obey Allah, there's no reason why you can't make a business successful. You just have to get up and stop being lazy and trifling and go do something for yourself. So we're going to put together a trade delegation of Muslims and, well, everybody's a Muslim. But there are those who have not confessed Islam, but they are brilliant in business. We made promises to governments, and we're going to fulfill our promise. There's all kinds of investment opportunities. Diamonds, gold, uranium, oil. I mean, you name it, Africa is open. And the Europeans are coming in with money and they're taking Africa. Well, why can't we go? They're ready to sell gold mines to us. They're ready for us to develop gold. Well, where's Michael Jackson? Where's Shaq O'Neal? Where? We need to pull our moneyed people together and let's do some business now, because we can't build a nation on the charity of the believer. We can only build a nation on a strong economic foundation that's built on business, agriculture, agribusiness. Yes, sir. Thank you. It is our belief that God raised up the Honorable Elijah Muhammad to be for us a man like Moses.
That's right.
To speak truth to power.
That's right. Come on.
And to let America know you have a choice in this matter.
That's right.
You do not have to go down like Pharaoh in Egypt.
That's right.
You can be the basis of the kingdom of God on earth. What is your decision? See, Babylon could have been healed.
That's right.
But she was not, because she refused to listen to one of her slaves that God had favored. And all arrogant slave masters have to know that the pattern of God in delivering his people is always that he raises someone up from among the abject. That's a test for your arrogance. Because when you think you're superior and God brings from a slave words that can deliver you from a painful chastisement, then you're in the valley of decision. Either your arrogance and your sense of power will make you want to hurt the man of God, or you will say, I see God.
Yes.
And I will submit to God, even though God's word is coming from one who has been my slave.
Right. Yes.
That is what America is faced with today. They allow you to be great in basketball and in football, but you're nothing but a piece of meat to entertain people. And they give you big money because they know they'll get it back because of food, and his money will soon part. They understand that money coupled with wisdom will give you power. So if they give you money, they keep you away from wisdom. And if you got wisdom, they keep you away from money, because the two must never be together. We understand that game. But now those brothers and sisters who are the great sports people, who make tremendous amounts of money, money that should be going to teachers who shape the destiny of the nation, you give it to back. Getting to heaven, you should back a false Israel. You think that if you back the Zionists in a false Israel, that you're going to be blessed. Well, I'm here to tell you, Mr. Bush, and I'm here to tell the white Christian right, and I'm here to tell the house of Israel, hear ye the word of the living God. For unto us a child is born. For unto us a son is given, and a government, not Washington, not democracy, but a government shall be upon his shoulders, and he shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Prince of Peace, the Everlasting Father, and of the increase of his government of peace there shall be no end. Now let's break it down and we can go home. Really represents America. She's very strong. She supports gold, silver, and brass. But in 1971, Nixon took America off of the gold standard, and they started printing what is called fiat money, meaning it's money that's not backed by nothing of value. And that dollar bill is coming down real fast. Listen good now, because you are in now a house that is falling. Open, 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 open your eyes. And you refuse. And as long as you will be a step and fetch it, as long as you will sell out for $1, they make dollars every day. Right next to the Holocaust Museum in Washington is where the Federal Reserve prints the money. The Federal Reserve is the synagogue of Satan. The Federal Reserve, the Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the House of Rothschild. These are the people that have corrupted the entire world. And I am here to pronounce your doom. Now America's become a fascist country. You remember when Senator Huey Long is quoted as saying, when fascism comes to America, it will be called anti-fascism. Fascism is designed and defined as an authoritarian political ideology that combines nationalism with a corporatist economic system. Fascists advocate the creation of a single party. You think that the Democrats and the Republicans are different? Now, who controls the U.S. Congress? Do you think it's you? Can you really depend on the Senate and the House of Representatives to represent your interests? They're in bed with insurance companies. They're in bed with special interests. And they're in bed with Israel. Most of your senators, many of them, and congresspersons are honorary citizens, members of the Knesset. They control America's wealth. President Bush was controlled. There's not a president that is the real power. The real power are those moneyed people. Now look, do we do business like business should be done? Let me hear an answer. In the word business is the word busy. And when you're busy, you're engaged in some focused activity. Business is the activity of life itself. When you are a living organism, you must be engaged in that which preserves and maintains your life. There is no creature that God created that is not busy feeding, sheltering, procreating, extending itself. If we are a living people, see, inanimate objects don't do this. They don't procreate. They don't go looking for food or shelter. They're inanimate, meaning they're not living. But what about you? Ever since we've been in America, we haven't provided food, clothing, shelter, education for ourselves and our people. Am I lying? You graduated from Morehouse, Clark, Howard, Tuskegee, Florida A&M, North Carolina A&T. Yeah. And you have degrees. What have we produced? Of food, of clothing, of shelter for our people. If you find as a living creature that you need something that you don't have, you look around for somebody that has what you need, and you enter into trade and commerce as a living people. But you are not alive. You are dead people. You have flatlined on business. Now, if you look at all the people of the earth, the ones that are the most busy, showing that they have the most life, are the members of the Jewish people. Why are they this way? Because they had the prophets and they learned well. Now, I'd like to read you something that I found in this book. It talks about the percentage of Jews in America, but the number of Nobel laureates. Their percentage outweighs everybody's. They are the best in science, in medicine, in law, in art, in culture. It's a tremendous people. How did they get it? Through trade and commerce. Our lessons tell us that they set up a trading post. See, they understood the value of commerce. We haven't got it yet. You got brothers and sisters all over the world that you can do business with, but we have no commerce or trade with the peoples of the earth. And we sit around in America looking to white people to give us a job. Listen, you're dead. You're like inorganic matter. That's why our young people are so bitter and so angry, because they came into a world and we prepared nothing for them. You telling them stay in school for what? To come out like you? You're angry with them because they found unity in a gang, because there was no unity in the house. They're justifiably angry and defiant because we, their parents, have produced nothing for them that will give them a future. Look at your beautiful children. Look at the babies that you're bringing on this planet that may be some of our grandchildren. Look how smart they are. Look how wise and alert they are. This is God's blessing on your womb because you are going to be the future rulers. And we may not be that, but our children will, and our grandchildren will. But we've got to make the sacrifice now to prepare the way for that great generation that's coming up from our loins. Now, okay. Can I have 15 more minutes? You know, Simon Wolf was the president of B'nai B'rith Jewish organization in 1926. And this is what he wrote. Listen, we all know that the first bankers of the world, the Rothschilds, are Jews. We know they control not only the money market, but also the political destiny of the European world. Even our loans were taken principally by Jews. But mercantile enterprises owe a vast debt to the Jew. You need but look at the streets of the principal cities of the world on Jewish holidays, and you will at once see that trade is in mourning. The busy hum is hushed. Everything is languid. The active brain, the quick, nervous decision, the daring yet cautious speculator is absent. Look at Spain and Ireland, and then at England, France, Germany, and the United States. And when it's a Jewish holiday, everything gets quiet. Why? Because they are the principal business people of the world. Isn't that something to admire? You know, what I'm saying to you today is not for you to hate Jewish people. That would be beneath you. Because whatever they did, it was by order of a power bigger than they and bigger than we. God is the author of our suffering, but he used these people to train us up, to burn us in the fire of affliction, in the furnace of affliction, that we could come out as pure gold, to be the standard of value of every nation on our planet. A few more minutes. Today, Jews are structure get rebuilt. Oh, what happened to George Bush's stimulus package of nearly $800 billion? You don't even know where that went. Nobody saying nothing, nobody asking. But all of a sudden, our brother is the guilty party for putting America in debt. See, if you don't study, you cannot defend him. If you don't study, you can't help him. America went into debt starting in 1913.
She was only $1 billion in debt in 1913, and in less than 100 years, she's $56 trillion in debt. How did that happen? Did Brother Barack do that? In 1913, some bankers, Jewish and Gentile, met on Jekyll Island off the coast of Georgia. And they developed what would later become the Federal Reserve Act, which was passed in Congress December the 26th, 1913. And after that, a group of bankers began to control the monetary service of this nation. Oh, they're right around the corner, and where they print the money, and right next door is the Holocaust Museum. Some of you silly ones wonder why. You say, Farrakhan, why are you doing this? You're making it hard for all of us. No. If you don't know Satan, you can't get free from him. Did I say something? See, the book of Thessalonians puts it nice. That day shall not come except there be a falling away first, and the man of sin be revealed. Not the spirit of sin. The man of sin. Sin is transgression of the law. And these, they're not really Jews. No. They've hijacked Judaism. Those that I'm talking about. This is the synagogue of Satan that you will read about in Revelation 2:9 and 3:9. Go ahead and study. They print your money. Used to be a time when we could go to the bank and pull out a $50 bill. I happen to have one. Mr. Grant's face is on it. But it says Federal Reserve Note. But when I was a young boy, it used to be called a silver certificate. That you could take it to the bank, this is paper, and get in return real money, silver. Take it to the bank now. See that you're being tricked every day. Bring your dollars or your old gold, and we will give you paper. Soon you'll be wiping your backside with paper because real money don't exist. America is broke. She's broke. And today, in 2013, we are in December of this year, 100 years since the creation of the Federal Reserve Bank and the Internal Revenue Service and the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League. And since then, America's debt has gone from $2 billion to more than $16.4 trillion.
Now, they set these institutions up to work in unity. The Federal Reserve, the IRS, and the ADL. One was to create debt. The other was to enforce a tax policy to take from the American citizens enough to pay that debt. And the watchdog of the whole thing was to see who would recognize who did this. And that's when the Anti-Defamation League would raise the cry of anti-Semitism. Now, America is seeing herself in ruin because of it. Though they're telling you the inflation rate is a low 1.7%, Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke is now running the printing presses 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to prop up a falling economy with money that is backed by nothing. The money that they're printing has no value. It's phony money, fiat money. Every month, the Federal Reserve is flooding the monetary system with $85 billion in fiat or phony money. It is valueless paper that makes whatever wages we earn lose its value. They can pacify us with the talk of recovery, but your bill for milk, for bread, for oil, for gasoline, for cereal, for butter, for transportation, for the essential goods that make life livable for the American people, those prices are skyrocketing. Yet your wages are not keeping pace. You're making $7 and a few pennies hourly wage. Well, now we have 29 states under severe drought, ruining crops and livestock with one major storm after another, and all the calamities that are happening. This only adds to the pressure on an economy that is already on life support. Now the people are being taxed to pay for this, but the debt is so far beyond what little the people have that they can never pay it down. And to tax the people further would deprive them more of the essentials of life, which they are barely getting now. The fact is that we are now facing the grim reality that everything that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad predicted has now come to pass. Business is really warfare, but it's the activity of life itself. You say, well, business means I need to open up a business. Okay, yeah, that's right. But real activity of life has to deal with all the essentials of life that we must provide for ourselves, our families, our future. I have something in my pocket that, gee, where is it? Oh, yeah. I have a gold coin. In 1961, I was sitting with Elijah Muhammad, and he took out of his pocket a gold coin. This is 1 ounce of gold, pure gold, okay? Mr. Muhammad put it on the table. He said, one day soon, this gold coin will be the new medium of exchange. White people are moving into the inner city. Some of them knocking on doors. They come with money and they ask you for your gold. Because what they're giving you, I think I got some of that in my pocket. Yeah, I think I do. Now this is paper. This is not real money. This is real money. Silver as real money. Now you young people, some of the elders in the audience, like myself, this used to be called a silver certificate. How many old people in here know when this was a silver certificate? And you know what it said on the bottom? Pay to the bearer on demand $50 in silver, the real money. This is what you call monopoly money. Oh, you didn't hear me. We're going to do some business tonight. Because business is really warfare. What's about to happen? This week it came out in the news that in 2016, all the major banks are in trouble. It started with J.P. Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. What makes a bank in trouble? When the value of the paper that they have begins to lose its value, then the bank is in serious trouble. And so are we who have our money in the bank. Now, white people that are in your neighborhood, they're in the pawn shop now, and they're telling you in the window, bring the gold, we got cash for you. They know you don't know that this is losing its value every day. But gold will increase in value. Now this one here, I bought it today, or sent a brother to get it today, because I wanted to use it to explain something. 1 ounce of gold, this little piece right here, is $1,237 today. It went up to $1,800, but it began to fall. But when Elijah Muhammad put that gold coin on the table, an ounce of gold you could buy for $35 an ounce. She wants black and brown bodies. Now you're useful. They don't give a doggone about how black lives matter until they want to use black lives to accomplish their wicked ends. They're trying to provoke Iran. I would like to say to the president, Mr. President, it would not be a wise move for you, because you're already $23 trillion in debt, and you don't have any money to prosecute a war. So if you don't have the money to prosecute a war, the Federal Reserve is printing money every day. So you will have to come to the Federal Reserve to borrow money that you don't have to prosecute a war in a time when any little thing could cause the dollar to fall and the stocks to fall.
All right, family. We have come to the end of that powerful broadcast right there. I hope that y'all enjoyed it, family. That's why we built the platform and we are building the brand FardMoney, family, because we got to bring you the money that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad told us, his teacher, Master Fard Muhammad, and that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan have always commissioned us, ordered us, instructed us to get. Now, family, that system that is producing a gold currency is here right now today, family. We have it, and it is called cash gold. You can get you some for as little as $7. You can turn into this gold to set yourself in position to benefit from the crash. So, family, we want everybody that's on here, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go and do so. FardMoney, and these videos are on our playlist. You will see it when you go here, but I will show it to everybody right quick before we jump off of here and end this broadcast. Please go and subscribe to our YouTube channel, family, FardMoney, and go and you can go and watch that full clip, those full clips of those videos at your time, at whatever you got time to go and watch it. They're right there. You can get them, share them out, family. Let us get this information out, family, because our people need to hear that. So here's our YouTube channel, family. That's what it looked like, FardMoney. Go and subscribe. The playlist, you will see that playlist that we just watched. 15 videos where the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is going into the signs of money, the signs of business, the signs of warfare, and he's pulling the full cover, the total cover off of the synagogue of Satan. And the last trick that we got to get from, or the last people that we got to get from, where we can be free, family. So there you see the playlist right there. You can go and watch those videos at your own time. But we wanted to get this out because we'll lead everybody. We're headed to Saturday, 4th of July, White People's Independence Day, but it's also the Independence Day of the black man, when you understand it. Because when Master Fard Muhammad came on the scene and let himself be known, he came July the 4th, 1930. So we are celebrating a 90-year history since the coming of El Mahdi, Allah, God in the flesh and blood, and he came to destroy the international bankers, family. their house of Rothschild. He came to destroy the wealthy elite that is keeping majority of the planet in debt, in poverty, and in want, family. But not no more. If you want to get gold, you can get it. So please, family, we thank y'all for sharing this out. We thank y'all for liking it, for commenting on it. Make sure you go and get your Final Call, digital Final Call subscription. The link is right there, www.finalcalldigital.com. If you want to donate to us getting more and building our farmland and getting more material for the farmland so we can get more farmland so we can produce more food for our people inside of North America, family. Donate to Muhammad's Economic Blueprint, www.economicblueprint.org. And if you want to get your hands on the new currency, go to FardMoney.com or whatever person that led you about this stream, where you can get the new currency of the new world, and it's called cash gold, family. It is called cash gold. If you want to get your hands on that, we got major opportunities coming up this week, family. So you please get with us as soon as possible so you can take benefit from everything that we're doing. Family, we are bringing business is warfare, separation and independence. We will see y'all back here Thursday, 2 days before the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan speak, family. So come back here Thursday night at 10, where we got another broadcast, separation and independence, family. This is not the time to slow down. This is the time to step up, and that's what we're doing in FardMoney. We are stepping up, and the gloves are off. We at war. So it's time. All soldiers on the front line, family. All soldiers on the front line. Get with us, family. We will see y'all, and we thank y'all. And don't forget, tune in Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on www.noi.org, where the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is finna deliver the final call before the destruction, the total destruction and removal of this world. So get in position. This message could save your life, family. Our life is on the line. We are under attack. We are under siege. We are getting killed every day by our own people and by the police force, family. So it's time. Go to Instagram and look at all the fight videos that they're showing between the blacks and the white in stores and restaurants. The race war is here, family, and it's going to get even worse after the minister delivered this message. So we will see y'all Thursday night. Thank y'all, family. We out of here. Assalamu alaikum.